So far it's been pretty tough. I have been out of production, like two of them, like half of Nutcracker through now. But I ended up getting injection, my ankle feeling great. Um, and the next production's rehearsal starts next Tuesday, and I'm planning to go back. I already told my director. I'm very excited. It's been too long. And see how my ankle is gonna feel. Yeah, my ankle is fine. Well, as I said, um, it was much better than I expected when I took class. So I think I can totally manage with doing some PT and then at the same time working. You know, like I don't think I'm gonna have to actually take the first performance off and then focus on PT. I think I can still manage doing at the same time. Well, I honestly don't know. Like I was telling him, like I told him I don't know what you're thinking about casting, but like I'm totally fine with doing just like one piece, one group, like one of the group section. Like I'm totally fine. Like I'd rather not take the responsibility in bigger role, like duet, like danzones. Like it's only me and the guy on stage for like 5 minutes, you know. So like I'd rather not take that responsibility and then get hurt and then someone has to step in again. Like that's just like I straight up told him that I don't want to do it.
Have you told your parents about the
Injury? They
Yeah.
haven't. They don't know that I'm
They don't know.
Well, I just haven't like really found a time to call because of the time difference.
Right.
Because I want to actually like Skype for like an hour at least.
Parents who are in tune with their children will see behavior changes that present almost like a pathology, like anxiety, like depression, but at that moment it's situational. So it's because they can't dance that these behavior changes are occurring. So how do we address them? How do we use sports psychology techniques, so motivation, goal setting, anxiety and arousal control in rehab, outside of rehab, to help address these emotions that these dancers are going through, to help clear them from this roadblock. So, you know, you get in this position where you're angry. You go to rehab angry, what's gonna get done? You know, how do you push through a session when you're sitting there like, why am I here? I can't dance. Why am I doing this?
Like I hurt my ankle during the warm-up class, and we had probably about like 45, 50 minutes until the curtain goes up. So it was very emergency. Like I talked to the director and the ballet mistress and okay, let's figure out who can cover Haruka's part. And in order to covering my part, who else is gonna be, you know, like just like kind of adjusting and the formation and the roles and everything, and we could adjust everything fine. But it was absolutely not a good feeling.
When you get hurt and being able to accept the pain, to know that it's there, know that it's real, and be able to address it, that's the tough reality. That's when things kick in and you're like, what's on the line? You know, if you're a professional dancer, who's there to take your position? Financial security. There's so much invested in what you're doing, and dancers, they're professionals. You know, they're there to do their job and they know what their job entails, and so they're gonna push through. I think with dance medicine growing, being able to tell dancers that if you're hurt, longevity of career is equally as important as today's show.
Our job is to make them feel happy and bring them into this beautiful magic and, you know, satisfy them, you know? So it was really painful that I could not do that with my coworkers on stage.
In my experience, I see dancers actually struggle more with perfectionism, feeling like they're never good enough, always worrying if they're going to be able to make it.
it's really hard to accept that dancing isn't in the cards is really hard. It's something that I don't know whether I would have made it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I went to New York and I was going to give it my best shot and see what happened. And still today, I now find myself saying, like, I was a dancer, which is really interesting because I still am a dancer. I'm not dancing regularly, but I'm a dancer and I always will be. Dance injury, like any other injury in sport, is going to alter your sense of reality.
For many people, they started doing this when they were a young child, and it's a critical part of their identity. And to lose that, they feel like they lose a big part of themselves.
With the absence of dance, you're not feeling those things anymore. And that absence of art, for me at least, is depressing. It's I long for it when I don't have it.
Dancers' bodies are so tightly controlled. If they're not dancing because of an injury, they're vulnerable and likely to lose some of the perfection that they work so hard to gain when they're dancing a lot in their bodies. So injuries are extremely difficult for dancers. Physically, there's often a lot of pain associated with them, often limitations, but also psychologically.
During that year, I did a lot of reading and writing and thinking, meditating, yoga, PT, got into painting. I didn't realize that I really needed an artistic outlet. When ballet was gone, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to do something. So that was a fun thing just to play with and discover.
I started making this craft that my mom sent me from Japan because basically I have nothing to do every day, like injury, and I have been out resting, so I thought I would do something that doesn't require moving.
So I was told not to dance by the director because I know my body the most, no one else. I know my body the most.
I would agree. Like you know, as ourselves, we know our bodies better than anyone. So you know what you're feeling. You might not know how to fix yourself. So that's where we come in and we try to help you with that. But, I'm constantly asking for feedback from my patients because they know what it feels like. I can't feel their pain. So that being said, half of physical therapy is sitting down and listening to my patients and them being able to tell me what they're feeling, what are they going through. They really need to know that I'm there to help them and I'm listening to them. Sometimes I will have a 30-minute session of someone that comes in and they're just crying, we can't get anything done, and they just need someone to talk to.
Talking to someone who got it, who understood the life of a dancer, the identity that comes with being a dancer, and the resources weren't there. I can hear my mother's voice telling me, go see a psychologist, go see a counselor, a therapist. And as much as I know deep down that they would have been able to help me, there was this stubbornness of wanting to work with someone who was a dancer, who was a performing artist, who was an athlete.
I think there's no question that the dancers feel like I have a sort of a unique kind of understanding and empathy that makes them feel like they don't have to explain as much, makes them feel like I truly understand when they say, but I can't tell my teacher I was hurt. Somebody else would say, well, you've got to tell your teacher you're hurt. And I kind of understand that. Or
I started looking for some nursing school in Boston. I don't know, just to think. Maybe I could think about changing my career, I'm just kind of getting sick of having to deal with injury. But, like nothing serious. I just kind of wanted to see the options.
And all injuries are really gateways in that way because, you don't know what's on the other side, and you definitely need to confront the fear. And they force you to reconsider everything and also to expand your idea of really, who you are and what you're doing here.
I was struggling for sure, and being hurt, I can be upbeat about it now, but had you asked me, 2011, how I was feeling not being able to dance, it would have been not good.
So I decided to try a career in something totally different. So now I'm working in real estate. So I just got my real estate license and was hired with a company, which has been lovely.